Drunken Hat.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Magic the Gathering Arena. Today we're looking at the deck list for Mavlav that uses Mavinda, Student's Advocate. It's a pretty straightforward white deck, but Mavinda adds like this extra level of like slight complication just because of her. I think it's a he. The voice I heard when you play him, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a he. But the ability is a 2/3 for 3 with flying. Already kind of has that kind of evasion built in, so you can pump him, so you get in the face really easily. But also has that awesome ability. 0. You may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard this turn. If that spell doesn't target a creature you control, it costs 8 more to cast this way. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Obviously, we can't have you playing the same spell over and over every single turn. That'd be a problem. But, and then it has the little clarify. There is a lot of potential. I am amazed that this didn't show up in standard. Like, it's a flyer. You can cast a spell twice on it. You can cast spells twice. You can hold up your protection. And that's not even counting, like, the ephemerate. Like, just... Because the rebound is a replacement effect, right? You play ephemerate initially. It rebounds. You play it again. It goes to your graveyard the second time. Then, you use Mavinda to play it again. Guess what? The rebound triggers again. It exiles itself. Mavinda's exile part doesn't trigger. Then it comes back your next turn. That's 2 free blinks a turn. Well, not free. You're paying 1... If you get it rolling, you're paying 1 every turn for a double blink. And on stuff that likes entering, like the irregular cohort, tons of... what is it? Token generation. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. Or Sigrid. Like, you can remove a blocker. And the best part is, if you say you play her initially, you remove an attacker or a blocker. Then, on attacks, you're swinging with the board, right? They block anything. You go, which of these blocks do I not like? Then you ephemerate Sigrid. Wait, ephemerate is an instant, right? Yeah. You ephemerate Sigrid. She leaves. Whatever she exiled previously comes back. Then she immediately comes back, exiles a blocking thing from whatever you want, and then the next turn she's got that blocker exiled still, so you can either keep it exiled, or you can let obviously you let ephemerate rebound something else, and then it goes to your graveyard. Then you Mavinda, pay 1, ephemerate during your attack step again, consistently removing a blocker. That's just one of the things that occurred that I was like, ooh, when I built this. Obviously, Teferi's Protection, always shout out because it's amazing. The art is good, and just in general, it's a very good card. All right, now as you can see, I'm a bit too heavy. My mana curve is a bit weird here. I don't really have late game, but in what I'm trying to do, play a bunch of cheap creatures, play a bunch of cheap like buff spells, or just that kind of thing. I really don't want to get to late game. I do have Inspiring Commander. Revelant Hoplite can end the game really easily if I've already got if I've got a decent board and I need the extra. Revelant Hoplite. Also, it's a blink target. Imagine blinking this twice a turn. Yeah, it's pretty great. I'm kind of sad that it's not a 2-white. So I'll only ever get like 1, but hey, what can I say? Yeah, and then I've just got because a bunch of like any spell that had a +1/+1 counter on it, I probably put in here just because being able, also the hexproof, the indestructible. First strike is a bit less, but I needed things to put in. But yeah, this exile, put a +1/+1 on it. Let's see, what else? Where else? The protection, the yeah, that sort of thing. The Blessed Defiance. You know what I mean. But yeah, it's just being able to play your spells twice. Being able to act like your graveyard is a second hand is really good in decks that typically don't have a lot of card draw. So decks that can lose steam. Especially with this early, like, I want to drop my creatures type of aggressive deck. It acts as an additional layer of, like, I don't need to worry about running out of stuff because I can just play my graveyard stuff. You always probably don't want to play, unless you're really sure you're safe, you don't really want to play Mavinda on turn 3. You want to play her on turn 4 and have, not a Swords of Plowshares, Jesus, a God's Willing, or, what else? Any kind of, or a Sheltering Light. You want to have a 1 cost, you want to play her on turn 4, and have that either in your hand or in your graveyard. You can use it earlier. You don't have to save your protection, because as soon as Mavinda is out, you go, oh, look, she's still protected. And if you happen to go later and you have 2 mana up, being able to God's Willing twice in a turn is both good for, aha, you did it, I protect my creature. And then they go, well, I'm just going to counter that. And then you go, oh no, but Mavinda brought it back. That's right. Originally, what I kind of wanted to do was I thought adventure spells, but it turns out adventure spells don't actually work in this. Because of how adventure spells are classified, they're not actually instants and sorceries when they're anywhere but on the stack. So that's a little disappointing, but hey, that's how it goes. Unless I'm wrong about it and what I looked up is different, in which case, hell yeah. Can you imagine being able to, like, play, what is it, like a fairy, any of the fairy, the one that exiles one of your thing, or returns it to your hand, and then just having the creature again? That is ultimate recursion right there. Then, let's see. I'm running, yeah. Just a lot of buff, because you want that extra little bit of damage. Stuff like Semester's End, being able to protect your board from a wipe, really relevant. And then I'm running stuff like Cemetery Protector, blinking, you know. Well, not blinking this one, but I mean, just, it's good. And it allows me to do that human lots of stuff. Rally Maneuver pretty good. Where is it? Something. Faithbound Judge, you saw in the match, I actually ran up against one of these, but this guy is just really fun to have in general. Especially once he comes back as his Sinner's Judgment, and you put your opponent on a 3-turn clock. And you're like, well, you gotta win, you gotta not. I'm also running the mage, a little bit of Magecraft, because I'm casting a lot of instances of sorceries. And this one, I had a game earlier today. I didn't get it on record. I wish I had, but I basically ran the entire game with just the Leonin Light Scribe and Mavinda, and just protecting them, giving them bonuses, and I just swung. It was like, after I had them both on the field, it was like 3 turns before my opponent surrendered, because I had just beaten them into submission with my evasive type cards. Like, giving them protection, giving them indestructible when they blocked with a thing, and then it was beautiful. Like I said, I'm running like a little human thing going on. This is just amazing with any kind of blink if you have humans. Being able to, like, just once a turn being like, oh, look, I get another utility knife. The equip for 3 is a problem, but the fact that it just auto-attaches, you're like, this creature gets +1/+1, this creature gets +1/+1, this creature gets +1/+1. Frankly, Expedition Supplier could have been printed in paper, and it would have been an amazing commander card. You just wouldn't be, it wouldn't be Conjure. You'd just create a token copy of utility, a token called Utility Knife, which Easy enough. But hey, yeah, it's just... Elite Spellbinder, really, really cheeky. Especially if you get multiple activations on blinking it. Angel of Eternal Dawn is just here to stop ramp decks. Because you play, say someone's playing like, I'm gonna ramp all the stuff out, and they've gotten to like turn 4, and they're like, oh wow, look at it, look what I got. I've got 1,000,000 mana on turn 4 because I've ramped my other 3 turns. You drop Angel of Eternal Dawn the turn before that, on your turn 3, and they're just like, I can't play anything. Like, think about what this shuts off. This shuts off the Great Hanj, which is a mana reduced spell, so it actually costs a lot. Yeah, usually, if this is on the field, you can't play the Great Hanj. You can't play Galta. Galta's super expensive. You can't play the Nyxbloom Ancient. A lot of Planeswalkers. Like, just... the amount of cards that this just stops in their tracks is amazing. Also, there's that cheeky, like, oh, I hope you're not playing werewolves part. That's fun. That's fun. Yeah. Enter effects. Things to blink. Casting a bunch of spells. It's very, very, very nice. I wish there were more modal clerics. Like, I wish, like, the 2-drop, whatever power and toughness, but just having, like, 2 or 3 abilities on an enter effect on a relatively expendable creature is really, really nice. Especially when they're flavored like this, where it's like Cure Wounds, Dispel Magic, Gentle Repel. I love it. The D&D set with their flavor words was just wonderful. But yeah. This is another cheeky one. You get a bunch of enters with this, and you're like, what you gonna do about it? You're just like, oh god, everything costs so much. This has potential as a stacks. Maybe I will, maybe I'll adjust what's in this and go for like a stacks build. The beard stroke of evilness. Anyway. Also, 36 lands, because I'm a brave boy. Also, curve. Yeah. That's about it. I'm probably going to remove. Inspired Commander is so good, but it's also so bad. Every time I see this in my hand, I'm like, ugh, I have to wait to play this. And then you finally do, and it gets just exploded. That said, if you can stick it, there's a lot of stuff to draw. Anyway, that's the end of my going on and on about that. All in all, I have hope for this deck. I think I can tool this deck to just if I tweak it a bit, I can do some good with this. Also, shout out to the Heliod sleeve. It's really cool. Do more sleeve sales in your daily store, Arena. I need sleeves. Come on. Or just, like, allow me to... Any card I can any card you could full art, you should be able to also purchase as a sleeve. I think that would just be... Like, I would love... Like, think about it. Look at this art. Defiant Strike, Ephemerate, Swords to Plowshares. Oh. Or like this. They'd all be so cool. Or being able to use to just buy for your commander and just use your commander's art as sleeves. Oh, the possibilities. All right, ran over. Thank you. Thank you all for watching. If you liked it, again, give it a like. I love seeing it. It helps out the channel immensely. I greatly appreciate it. I love your faces. Consider subscribing. I upload Magic the Gathering content daily. Bye-bye.
Drunken Hat.